I was in for it. Okay, 100 Thieves on defense, and we got Plug on attack.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Cryo on an operator on the defensive side too, and this is where we're going to start, right? But we'll have a chance to witness that right away.
100 Thieves with a 4. Do it a 4, we get a 4-1 pistol. Question is, do they like heavy push out? We had camera mid, we had info trip over towards
so they're probably going to force 100 Thieves' hand to start.
So probably reaction is lose B, 3-person push. But wait, what's this?
Yeah, Plug just did not like what they were seeing over at A long, so good stack from 100 Thieves there, but that means a pretty weak B site. Jerwin opens up with first blood. You gotta plant smokes on the left side. Will be
if we played different on B, it would have been cool.
And the flank from 100 Thieves coming through courtyard. Watching that closely is Monsi in a 1v2, and he could be actually taking an isolated duel. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Cryo is still being a menace, getting 2 kills on his own. We're left with a pretty big advantage for Plug.
I didn't get 2 there.
To dissipate. Oh, and a good point to mention.
It doesn't matter. Nice pistol from Plug. I have no idea how he's managed to double pop both.
Just to keep that in mind
there.
if you're looking out for the patch changes, but it is Plug on the pistol.
Yeah, patch 9.09 is super important. Actually.
Time to overreact. Yeah, everyone start panicking. Everyone start panicking.
On Haven. The one ways you could play on the pulse plan on
get the Reddit Fred ready.
Very, very good to use against the flood retakes, especially on a composition here of a Neon and Breach on these attempts. But I like at least from 100 Thieves with Cryo opening up.
Asuna attempted to go with the Bucky, and we're allowed 1 death, maybe 2 deaths, you would say. Kind of bought heavy armor, so maybe not.
The flank didn't really work out. Plug opens up greatly
in that piss round, and they're able to come in with full force. This is a weird anti-eco from them.
They have that strongest for 100 Thieves right now is a Neon
Kind of nice. They take a little bit of A control, and they get the
ult. To play a little bit more of a main duelist role in
Dude, honestly, if I have this control here, and I'm on an eco, and I've done A pressure, I would always pull my team back and then drone. Like on this map, no joke, if you can get into cubby here, the drone's incredible for actually hitting over towards site. Like you can always cancel if need be, but it's so nice here. I would at least like 4-1, and then you can drone in, and then you can take space. But I kind of like what they're doing as well, right? They're doing the 4-1, and then if they push here, they can react over towards C anyway and go back. But I'm telling you, on anti-eco, getting in this cubby with a drone is like really broken. You can do pathing where you can check literally the whole of site apart from logs.
Be very careful. As Monsi and Jerwin, could go for the trade, but Asuna managed to get out of the breach util. Monsi not so lucky, and Asuna gonna show Jerwin how it's done.
Double stun was so nice.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit scary.
So that really is.
So they're allowed 1 death. They go over towards B, and we still got Xander alive. Oh, this might be. This might be close. If Cryo can get 1 breach damage to stop the plant, 10 seconds, it's gonna fast flood.
Only 12 seconds left to plant, and Cryo is just not going to let this go.
Nicely done from 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves are just
Plug definitely there. Like should have just done what I said. Like they had so much map control here, so the Cypher should have gone over towards A. Right, you could just lock yourself in towards short or here. Honestly, like the cubby short would have been good. And the other should have been droning C, ready to go.
Across the line. So the fact here that you were trying to work the map for Plug in that.
Nicely done from 100 Thieves. They did pretty good.
Too much of that utility when you're running into the site with so little time.
Yeah, and they got a lot of gun upgrades as well. It's real nice.
That it just owns you. And unfortunately here, Plug, they're gonna have to go into a hero rifle in the 3rd round, and that's going to be in the hands of Van Bal, by the way, not in the hands
setup
of
on short. Yeah, it was still nice from 100 Vs.
Crack aimer to play behind enemy lines, play behind the push, play the pulse plan.
Just using their neon as bait to draw the fire and get info out of that, but Plug
I was gonna say, hold up, we actually got a little bit closer. It was nice from everyone on 100 Vs to react into this, but I would say, like, in terms of the equal, they should be pretty happy. Got a little bit close. I think if Cryo doesn't get 2 there, it's might even go down to a 1v1.
Crunch them.
You at least put a little check mark on what Ethos was mentioned before here on the desk, that you want a team like Plug to play with a lot of confidence.
Drop goes in. We get our first buy rounds. Do they just have a set strat?
Close range, you get Xander and still get that pick. And
Cryo dependable, yeah, he's just getting 2Ks at the moment.
That first wave of util has been wasted
Classic
up by
King setup.
You got some decent kills out of that.
Block all of this, you can rotate in.
So you're gonna have a pretty
info trips at the moment.
Still a strong buy for 100 Thieves for this round on to the next, but it's a great attempt here for Trust and Plug to keep as much as they can that economy low for 100 Thieves.
Oh man, Asuna has kept A short on lockdown. Plug, we're trying to place a smoke deeper into long
relax a
A
little
to
bit if you
really
want. Go
fight for
fast
that
kill.
control, because 100 Thieves really go for a deeper
Is this map 1? Yeah, first map,
defensive
dude.
smoke. And Plug, we're just more focused on A long, and Hasna had such a great
Yeah, you
cutoff.
can
He
kind of
took
just smoke
damage in the
against them, right?
process,
Insert
as
one over
100
towards
Thieves
here.
could still expect
pressure
a
elsewhere.
hit. They're just gonna lay low as Plug now have to re-clear these things.
A good start too for 100
They're
Thieves.
close
They're
enough
doing
to
a lot of
hear the
these crunches with
TP, so they
fault lines
should.
into the choke.
If
Something
comms are
that
good
Trust
from
and
the
Plug will
breach,
have
they
to
should
start
expect
working
this
together.
bounce,
And now
yeah.
at least
But then the
they're clearing
bait's
right
pretty good
angles,
for
so they push
Asuna.
Xander away. They have an opportunity to scale, but I don't think they're going to be falling back at this point because there's so many players lean towards this A side. The camera is pretty much
Look at
gonna
this from
attempt
Cryo.
to try to watch flank, but
Cryo's
you're
taking so much space, yeah.
He slipped through.
Yeah, you could always, well, Omen teleport, like, Omen ult into heaven. We've seen that in the qualifiers before, but Plug just decided to
Kinda
address this
doable,
front
got a
to
lot of
back,
time to
and
get a
it's
plant down
Mikey
here.
who still has the spike as all the dust settles in a 1v2 with the neural theft. Knows one's in short,
5
one's
bullets.
at backside, has time to plan, was very wary on bringing out the gun in case Cryo were to swing early, making sure Boostio didn't make it out, and hoping to just take these
5 votes
duels
is gonna be hard for
isolated,
this.
but
This guy is pretty
bullets,
nuts, though. I will say this guy's actually
Remind of
decent.
Mikey reloaded.
Cage triggered.
Now he's been revealed by Cryo. And he's just gonna try and do his best to hide and buy time and let 100 Thieves push into him, but a good cage.
5
This
bullets?
is 100 Thieves.
That's unlucky. He gave himself in the
Oh,
right try.
playing
I feel like
against the
100 Thieves played it
fire, and it is 100
really well,
Thieves that
though.
defuse.
Like, really well.
But just for him to stay calm for that long and waited here when the cage came through and still dodge a couple of bullets.
If he
There
had
was a
more
chance
bullets
because
there,
was
yeah,
a
he
last
never
lineup
felt comfy to
from Cryo
reload.
and Boostio right in front of his
He was like,
cross there that he
choose-
maybe could have lined both at
choose
headshots.
reload
There
or
was no
plant.
crouches.
He chose
no
the right
crouches,
one.
sorry, coming through. And if he wasted potentially another second and a half.
They didn't give him a chance yet.
that
They
was
played it
gonna
really
be
well.
the round there in a clutch
That's what
coming
was
in
awesome.
for Mikey and for Trust and Plug right over here. The
There was a
lineup
ward where
right
they
in
almost
front.
lined up there.
And thankfully here he gets the kill.
Force him down to an eco again.
Still
got the Omen if they wanted to try something crazy.
But 100 Thieves were able to escape here what could have been
This Outlaw's lovely.
difficult
This
here for
Outlaw's
them
gonna
to
farm
continue
them.
the economy on their side. But they continue with this aggression. This time, actually, it's pushed forward by the defensive end, or the attacking end,
Ooh,
rather.
didn't want to
And
go
Jordan
out
gets the
because
pick
honestly
onto
would have got
Asuna.
stunned by the recon.
Yeah, with Plug being able to be aggressive, they
It
got a
felt
deeper
like,
smoke from Bao
Asuna
that
just
creates that
tanked
isolated
double
duel for
stun,
Jerwin.
right?
And he
Breach
checks the
stun
corner
into
and
Neon
kind of
stun, and then the
unexpected for
recon
100
was here
Thieves
as
to be
well.
pushed back that far. And it's
He's
Plug really settling
probably
in
got to go
into
in
this
there.
map,
I would have to
finally
see
getting
what
a first blood in
Asuna's
their
stun was
favor
like as well.
Aftershock will force Jerwin back.
Like Asuna
so
probably
100
should have
Thieves
U-tilled, but
realizing
it's
they
really
could
hard in
still
that
be in A long,
situation.
they're just gonna sit tight, and you don't have anyone in mid. Plug still have their camera there, so it'll be easier to re-clear.
And one Aftershock is actually a nice little trade for against Jerwin as well, because Jerwin had to use his second slide, which then means they don't have the best space creation move.
Kinda close to,
with no neon wall, no slides.
Kinda close to,
so you have to be a little
Eyeball.
bit more grouped up on the hits. And it seems the idea is to try to sell a fake with this owl drone. Like a triple face right in front of
Oh my
the
goodness,
garden
so
and
we're really out there. Dude, no joke,
Still a
if Plug win
really-
this round, they're in a
great
really good spot in
information from
terms
that
of
look from
ults as well. They
Cryo.
can
Spotted
start like
three in
getting a few in a
courtyard,
row.
so the B pivot
Great
could
smoke from
happen.
Xander
He's
to allow
open,
the
100 Thieves
flood
now
out.
race to get in sight. Xander misses the doesn't get flashed, doesn't get paranoid, and goes 1-for-1. It's the best you could ask from him.
Damn.
Should be able to close this out.
Yeah,
Lucio
imagine he
is
does
a
it.
Huge threat here at the
Okay, it was a
back.
nice try. It's good damage at the end
And
here.
Bao just locked him in, so Plug will stay within one.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
first kill
something
just
about
kind
the
of
Phantom again,
snowballed
but
into a
at least it's
nightmare,
older
right?
patch. It's older patch, so it's
I would
not
have
no
to see his
shenanigans
util.
really,
Because
but
the
it
good
was a
thing
nice little
about
smoke kill that
Neon
came out
is
from
it's like the
Boostio.
best bit of
There
util
was
to
an
get
idea
out of
to
situations
I
like
love
he
this
was
right
in.
here. The triple face
Like, you
onto
should be able to
grass
get out.
when he threw the owl drone up on the A side, because the last time they were trying to add this pressure on A, Cryo actually was able to push forward and slip through the grass, and that was never really challenged by Trust and Plug on the garage or C
Yeah,
side.
I mean, the
since
AD field
beginning
works so
of
well
this
for Plug
game.
that they're just going to do it again.
Outside of
Money's
the
starting to get
pistol
low.
round,
Money's
maybe
real
they
low
tried to
for
go a
100
little bit more
Thieves.
aggressive, so they'll
Okay,
go
money's
back
real low
to
for everyone. This is giant rounds.
confidence for them to want to continue
We're
to
popping
fight
the
against
ults into it.
AD.
You see it on the other side too.
I like this
Yes.
adaptation from 100 Thieves to shut down this aggression at long A that Plug went for last round. and a huge reason they won that round.
Okay, they lose a neon, but they
So
gain a
Jerwin
sight.
gets stopped in his tracks off the
Asina's
paranoia
ult
and
might
the Hunter's
run out.
Fury. So here's Plug pivoting to C.
In time for
There's
retake.
a flank teleport though from Xander, and this is up to Mikey to just kind of hopefully get some backup. Uses the cage to maybe try and rejoin his team and get into
He's
the
distracting
mind of
well,
Xander.
knows that there's less people over
This
side
is
so
a
they can
tough spot
flood
for
on.
Plug to be in.
Oh, he even got caught by the trip, so Mikey pushes down to kill him.
Works out, and now 100 Thieves though are on the side. You don't have to worry about pushing through smokes, but Teague fault line and one away from Rolling Thunder.
Okay,
It's
big
just
rounds,
EU
chat.
left,
Big
so
round. We got an
the
eco coming up
aggression
here
is
for 100
really
Thieves.
throwing off 100 Thieves.
They're doing a great job with conditioning. Just as I mentioned before, on 2 rounds ago with the Owl Drone, but this time, continuing to add the pressure
They
up
just kinda
towards
got
the A
stuck
side,
in
but it
this
was a fake
area.
all along. Only 2 players were there, and everybody was still leaning towards the C side. So when Asuna gets the pick, yes, with nice combinations to take down Jerwin, he continued towards the A side. And then you had EU continuing to drone towards heaven, so they thought that it was a full hit, that they missed the timing, that Trust and Plug actually made it inside the A site. And now they potentially go back to an A side.
It's a giant round,
dude.
dudes.
Because you think there's going to be less players there because they've done 2 rounds of great conditioning. So now they have power numbers until this recon guard just pinged up 3 players though.
Whoa.
Now Plug are just
Whoa.
trying to take a different angle. The Rolling Thunder, though, from Boostio misses, and Jerwin pulls out his the overdrive, and Asuna heads for the hills, and Jerwin's on the chase, but
Jump.
a lot more enemies that he expected. I like that Jerwin will take a step back, and that extra second for his team to get established. Plug overwhelmed the site, and now it's just
Big
Cryo in a
show.
1v4.
Reach out when your neon's close, but
Money
no
is the
ult.
best too, but I like it from Trust and Plug to just stay behind. So traded out breach ults, but it was 100 Thieves that had to try to close that gap because they were on that lower buy. So
I mean, you got the
they
breach
went
ult
for
out
it.
of them
Plug
back
stayed
as
in
well.
spawn and
Just means the next
allow
round's
your 100
giant,
Thieves to get
really.
the
The
best of
problem is
values
money's
out
just
from
so
behind the Rolling
strong.
Thunder.
Money
Very,
is
very
crazy
nicely
strong. We're
done
already
to
hitting 9k
stay
here.
and adapt and change their gears throughout the pressures and the rounds that are coming.
This
through to
Mikey
really
guy,
push
yeah,
the pace down
he's
since
definitely
the last
insane.
3
I'm
rounds.
telling you.
I'm gonna
He
have
carried
that
so
advantage
heavy
with
last
that
time we
for
were
sure.
watching.
And that's what we're talking about. Right?
This
This
is this
matchup
the
is
guy
gonna
that
be
Asuna was
between
saying
Trust
is like
and Plug.
really legit
It's
as
not
well?
going to be an easy game for her team like 100 Thieves, and already you're actually forcing a timeout out of the powerhouse team, the overdogs of 100 Thieves. So Zix is going to have a conversation here.
And I think you talk about just the setup of Boostio, Xander. There was a lot more focus from 100
He's a
Thieves on
ranked
A
demon.
short when A long has been. There's been a lot of
Bang
approaches
duos
from
with him a
Plug
lot,
and how
like,
you
and
insert Jerwin using the
kinda know
neon
him.
walls, just running it down, using bows smokes to kind of isolate duels for Jerwin. There's a lot of strats from Plug being thrown at A long, so I think 100 Thieves just have to talk about where and how do you insert Boostio and Xander, just slow it down.
Is it
and to
embarrassing for
mainly hit
100 Thieves if
Jerwin,
they
'cause
lose?
They tried the Rolling Thunder from Boostio, it didn't affect Jerwin. There was a sense of security that you thought you
A
hit
little
everything
bit,
from that
but
Rolling
it's
Thunder,
not
and
too
100 Thieves
crazy.
moved
Like
in,
they have
got
a
caught
good
by
amount of
Plug.
excuses.
And now you also need to calm yourself
Like
down
people
because
would
there's
people
a
would
third
flame them
round streak
pretty
for
heavily,
Plug.
and like there is
especially
ammo
that,
to flame them pretty
when
heavily.
It could have been
But like
even
if you're
more
actually
dangerous,
on
especially
100
that Plug won the
Thieves,
piss run, and thankfully
if we're
100
looking
Thieves
at
was
some
able
of the
to come
rounds
back
at the
with a full
moment,
classic
like
in one
the
share in the second
neon.
round. So
The
Plug,
neon
again,
could have played 2
manipulating the map
situations a
quite
little
well,
better
and
at
for
the
100
moment, and maybe
Thieves,
the neon
maybe they
nerf
wanna
will be
start
like
testing out
big,
a little bit
so
more
it will be
aggression
like a
towards
different
Grass
meta
and B,
anyway.
right? Every single one of these rounds for Trust and Plug has been
Track them
conditioning
down.
So
towards
I don't
the
know.
side,
It
but
depends how
there's
you
at
look at
least
them.
2
But they should
players
be.
on
They
that
should.
side
They
consistently
definitely should be
at the
winning.
beginning of
But
these
if you
rounds,
haven't
so there's a
practiced too long as
potential
well,
win
then
that could be exploited by 100 Thieves down towards the middle.
Recon goes short.
There's the adjustment already. Shock dart where Jerwin was hiding during that Rolling Thunder. So getting him weak is just one step closer to taking care of that duelist that creates so much space for Plug. And you had that smoke, so you're trying to draw that attention from 100 Thieves towards A main. As Plugger have liked to pivot at B previously, and they're going to smoke, or 100 Thieves
Another
are going to
big
smoke
round.
it
We
off
had
to
a
not
timeout for
let
this one.
B go so
Give him a
easy.
lot of
Now
space.
Plug are trying to
We're just
explore
playing A
Garage
on
and
retake now. We're
avoiding
just gambling a
playing
little bit
util.
more. They got early
Well,
info on
mainly the
C.
fault line from Boostio
We
was a
want
good
to
start
stop
for
them from
Plug.
getting garage,
Everything
but
for
and they
100 Thieves so far
successfully
has
stopped
been
them from
good
getting
stuff. Look at the
garage.
reposition from
And they put
the
the trip
trip
down.
as
We
well.
got nothing
Double
over
trips on
towards
C
B
site,
now.
and then as
I wonder
soon
how
as
they're
you
going to
re-clear
react
it
here.
and
Like a
smoke it back,
3-person
it's
push
given
on
up
mid
by
or in like 5
Plug.
seconds
Well,
would be
they
awesome.
themselves plugged the garage side with that trap, so everybody could focus back on the A side. This is great pivoting by 100 Thieves so far. And
Okay,
the more that, the more
honestly,
time
getting
you're
over
taking for
towards
Plug,
A
the
is
next
equally
fault
good.
line's gonna refresh you for
And they're going to
boosters.
get over
Already
towards
tried to
site.
look
They're going to
down
have
that
Silver
road,
Recon that
but
can help the
Side
2 on
of
site here. Recon goes in, Breach rotates as well, but they still got early trip. A lot is down to Cryo, but he has good cages for this.
100 Thieves were sat ready, but there's already noise in garage. Cryo's
Can he buy enough time? The Asuna can get on site.
There's only one trip that could stop the garage push. There's 12 seconds. Time may just stop Plug from winning this round. And it's
100 Thieves played this really well.
Cryo and the rest of 100 Thieves have reinforced the C site, and Plug a couple more seconds.
Great. This is really nice from 100 Thieves. The whole way they moved across the map was awesome.
Great hold by Cryo towards the end.
Yeah, Cryo did great. Dude, Cryo held on to his cages for a long time as well. Like, he literally waited until they were out before he's popping the cages. He's not doing it like preemptively. He's just like 100% sure that once they've thrown util, then he's doing it. No one really feels comfy pushing back a site.
Asuna was able to get a full wallbang kill onto one player, and then the aftershock to get the second kill.
Good hold from Cryo, yeah, he just... Him waiting that long for popping cages just kind of secured it.
For this match,
this is good breach damage as well.
Works out quite well, and now you see this aggression towards middle that Zix was potentially mentioning and talking about with the team that it was weak in the very beginning. Now drone already comes out early.
Bro, middle. With how obvious... Did they make it too obvious by shooting this drone like this? No, apparently not. Okay.
100 Thieves also keeping Xander and Boostio in the middle of the map, ready to
sometimes you go to
huge start.
I always say this when I'm watching, right? When people put a lot of emphasis on shooting a drone before it checks a corner, I'm honestly taking it as like 90% someone's in the corner that they're trying to bait. If you go back and watch pretty much every demo out there, if it's an area that doesn't have anyone on, they'll just let it. They'll just let it fly out. When people are shooting, especially in pro play, I would take it as hard info. Someone's probably mid. Massive duel.
And Asuna just hesitated a little bit, but EU off the info is still a threat here on the high ground. And Plug only have 2 left, and the spike down. That's recovered there in main from Bao.
30 seconds left.
You don't have smokes to cover heaven, so you just got to take shelter behind this box and hope
you got
for
a
the
drone
best.
to make sure that your util's on top.
Now you got the aftershock, the fault line. Here's 100 Thieves evicting Plug from the A site.
It started off well from the pathing from Trust and Plug towards the A site. It really just had to come down to how to hold towards the end after you're able to get that first pick onto Asuna. Yes, Asuna did a great job pushing down towards that area. The missed calm from the
new map pool has a few chamber maps. Yeah, no one really likes chamber at the moment.
Trust and Plug to really get good back control in the very beginning.
I don't know.
But yes,
all it takes is that one team to like do it good, and then people are like, hold up.
It doesn't sound that heavy of a loss, but it's huge when
I think with how strong the Outlaw is at the moment as well, with the new shields, it's pretty good.
There were so many little bodies on the actual execution, and look at the continuous aggression coming out from 100 Thieves. I think they're just trying to work.
It's a hard, like this meta right here. It's hard for chambers. It's a lot of double initiator into sending a neon. So like you're TPing away and then there's someone just in front of you. Like you gotta be a little bit smarter with your TPs. Like this meta, not great. Next meta,
like
maybe.
80% of the time, and I like that Cryo's gonna help support this too with the trips that are deeper into sight, hoping to catch.
How do they keep getting kills in heaven?
Cryo reacting to those trips.
The giant kill.
And Mikey manages to
How much
find
space are you gonna take from this?
With his lurk coming through all the way, wrapping
I would
behind
honestly
B.
try to get a deep cage. That's about it.
Information to start feeling
Don't
comfortable
cage that.
to start
I dare you.
pivoting into B potentially.
I think they're gonna split A side, especially with a double A control and that pick.
Dude, look how calm this Plug team is. This is a nice round from them. Yeah, there we go.
They still have a Hunter's Fury to the lane.
Nice,
Allow
dude.
Asuna to get behind enemy lines too.
Got a lock over to.
Yeah, a lot of good options.
Had to lock
for
over towards
Plug,
B.
And well, the spike's getting delayed, and the Hunter's Fury is such good delay because this scares T.
Big 3v3. Breach damage.
The shock dart hits.
Yeah, get that breach onto heaven. You should be winning this. Breach damage for breach damage. Then you can go back here and you can stun.
With Boostio having flashes in his hand, but
Breach damage back.
Teague is still alive, and it's just going to be the battle of 2 breaches. In terms of delay, Asuna's going to slide
this is nice from 100 Thieves.
And Mikey is cooked, but a better trade comes
Do you know what's cool from 100 Thieves here? They didn't like throw all their util, right? They faked the push in. They got the stun out of them. Then it was like breach damage. Then we had breach damage back. But then they had an extra layer to actually go in. Neon's going in at the same time as the recon lands. Like we saved util knowing that they still have breach damage. Pretty sure the comms are really good here.
that was there that was trying to break it. So
Oh, that's how we get it. I love doing this as well. Like for people that play Heaven, just pinging the right side and just spamming down. Like everyone hugs the left wall because you don't want to get shot from sight. Like think about the whole of A site right now. Oh, they're not going to give me a minimap, are they?
For 100 Thieves in that previous round.
Coffee Goldfish, thank you so much. Thank you. Chat, I'm about to draw A site and it's gonna look weird, okay? So this is box. This is box. This is you going into site. This is the Kabi. And then this is Heaven, right? You gotta think when you're pushing over towards site, you want to hug the left wall, right? Because you don't want to be open to this angle. And you want to check this angle a lot of the time. When you're Heaven, you literally just ping the right wall when you get smoked off. Like that is the best chance of you getting people going in. You don't think how that looks? I mean, yeah, honestly, the box is back here, but
back to fight that head first, just like he did at the beginning of this game.
That was cool.
After Asuna was able to creep through
right, look it up here.
maybe just
think of angles, right? You're safe from sight here,
for sure. Have someone left behind.
and then you want to check here because of this box as well. Like you can check this without being seen from anywhere.
And then Trust and Plug, well, they've lost.
Otherwise, you're in a crossfire. So everyone hugs left wall, so you should just ping or ping right wall, I guess, if you're
Well,
Heaven.
I hope it's not B because that
Right, 2 more rounds left, and honestly, Plugger got some good ults.
They can have Boostio in their part of the
Change it from
retake.
100 Thieves, looking like a DRX special. Repassing aggro over towards A, ready to Omen flash as they come in.
Facing a smoke, they're gonna delay entry, but this gives a chance
nice.
for Asuna.
Oh, it's real nice.
Spot and get 2
Oh, it's
free
real
kills and
nice.
more. He's got the overdrive and a classic. Monty's gonna hold his own. Stoic at 14 HP. A very quick
this is
round
cool.
though for 100.
Breach stun was good.
Yeah,
Omen flash was good.
That it was a missed dart that came in the very beginning that didn't go into the choke.
These guys just need to off the rip, just do some kind of ult. The most likely thing you're going to see here would be drone, insta ult, Omen TP, garage split. Or you could literally just go back as C, use drone ult. It also made a lot of sense for 100 Thieves to go aggro, right? We got ults that are good at execing, like I'm saying. So if they go aggro here and they don't have a chance to use their ults, just own them. What's up, Keeper? How we doing? Locked in? Oh, dude, I had a big nap before this. I kind of just woke up.
You're just so paranoid.
Yeah,
like,
we're actually
where could
proper locked in
Asuna
today.
be this time? And Jerwin's just out in the hunt. Look at him just shooting through the smoke. He's just so paranoid. And 100 Thieves are just not in sight, but definitely in the minds of Plug. Stage run through short. They got the ult, and Jerwin's still looking for contact. You got Nop now ringing through your ears at the back. 100 Thieves just can't see anything. Asuna is just gonna slip through the defenses.
You got 2 there.
Still pick up 2 kills. Plug tries to hold him back with the Hunter's Fury.
Is Mike just gonna solo around?
With so many angles to cover, and Monty, it's all up to him in the 1v1. Recon to see if he's still in Heaven. Yes, it was shot down immediately.
70 HP,
Shocked
roughly the
contact
same.
against Monty.
Bro, that's a nice round from him, 1v3.
That's what we're mentioned before. When it comes down to these moments,
That was big.
you
You still got to think though, pretty good from 100 Thieves, right? We're looking at pistols. They only got 5 rounds on attack.
And 100 Thieves
Hydrate?
are
Oh, sorry, dude.
feeling that side. Everything looked so good on the retake. Look at how that util came through. How Asuna got full advantage of sliding through off again. A flash recon, getting those picks. They had the power of numbers, and just somehow 2 players on the attack side just slipped through. Mikey and Monsi just catching 100 Thieves, watching the wrong angles. And they salvaged that round.
Rex as well, 7 streams in a row. Love that from you.
Pistol only here where Tristan Plug wants to fight down towards grass. Fault line already set up, and I think we're gonna have Jerwin trying to peek through with this ghost. But there's already 3 players
All
as well.
classics.
Looking to answer
Dude,
back.
we've seen quite a few frenzies, stray frenzies coming across here.
And
Wait, what camera is this?
positions.
Wait, this camera sees down here, and then you stun, swing. Hey, they got the right pistols, man.
It's pretty even. And now 100
I didn't even realize
Thieves
that camera
just
sees down
reacted
here.
better. They have the man advantage with at least making contact with 1 over at B. So 100 Thieves with that garage control that they fought for.
You could do it a little bit better
than
what they did, but
whoa. Now flashing a bit early. Boostio didn't
Hey,
make.
this guy
Didn't get
should
the
have
play he
them
was
both.
hoping for, and T gets a very good headshot. And well, this is continuing to be a
Unlucky.
very
Okay, we give 1-1
troublesome
pistols
pistol,
each.
and it still ends up going the way of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it was looking very troublesome for sure when 100 Thieves were trying to move inside the site with great util to stall. But initially, the setup, placing the pawns in the right place.
Cronin, though, with the 22 months. Thanks for the tier 1, mate.
It's actually quite nice. Just that
Appreciate that.
all the way back
No plant.
spawn,
Yeah, I thought he had time as well. But
that garage door line. So 2 players get stunned, yeah, but there's still 1 person stunned watching it and the other one unstunned to set up.
I can't believe this is the first time I've seen this camera. He can do a really cool pistol off this, for sure.
Back into the front side. So nice little, not necessarily a read. I think it was just a protocol that they had overall, and Blood played right into it.
Okay, everyone goes to their attack anti-eco, which these days is literally just smoke here, get the orb.
Damage they can, but look how
Sasquatch TV as well with the prime. Thank you for the 10 months. How's the 5-star Astra look since the changes? Pretty strong, dudes. Pretty strong and relatively annoying to play against and watch, just because there's always a plant into Astra suck. So it's hard to like retake all the time on big maps.
But trade's a trade.
Yeah, totally. There's gonna be a lot of respect given from Ocelon to players like Ban Bao, and loses that fight against the Sheriff. But there's still a player that slipped through here on the defensive side as 100 Thieves are trying to move it.
Okay. 1 versus 3 now for Bao with no util. Sheriff just vibes.
Okay, I mean they got a gun out of him.
100 Thieves continue their streak. And they get to carry the Vandal
Well,
into
at least
the
they got the
next
plant
round.
this time. Gunnerin with the prime. Thank you for the 5 months, mate. Thank you for using the prime on me.
Was luckily setting up 2 players that was watching that playing out. It looks like Austin still got a shot there onto Ban Bao, but
There's a Baki, yeah, they still have like 900. They can honestly buy something low if they wanted to.
Drop maybe 2 more if there was a close enough space.
They do it. The NA buy, we're back in NA.
It's a nice little anti-eco.
No bonus for this one.
The end for 100 Thieves. A pretty decent bonus round going into this one too. I mean, if you're looking at it, you have Austin and Cryo that are down to almost nothing on that buy, but they can still have something healthy in the next round, no matter what here for 100 Thieves. Full execution towards the C site. Cryo's watching the late flank. Off of camera too to make sure.
Damn, that's a lot of util. It's nice though.
Yeah,
oh, that breach flash is pretty legit.
And Plug try to swing out after it. Good dodge on the flash from Xander, suppressing fire into the smoke. And now you see 2, but Xander was still adjusting on top of that ledge. So Plug with really good dent into 100 Thieves.
Ooh.
But Cryo's lurking garage goes 1 for 1.
Pretty winnable. 1 minute. Got a lot of time to play with. It was a nice C hit. They just messed up. They just kind of messed up. But like,
out rotate the last 2.
They didn't do this much and like not get kills.
Nope. And I was surprised too because with how things started
Jackalus with the prime as well. Thank you the 3 months. Thank you.
The fights on the first wave of util for Plug's attempt to fight through the Omen smoke on Seaside. I thought it was over. I closed my eyes and then suddenly they're just able to fight back towards.
Would I ever do an observing event in Valorant just for fun? Only to show people about delayed observing. I'm done with observing until they add that or want to try it.
And just fight back here against the Thieves. So
I would stop streaming for like 3 months solid just to show everyone that delayed observing is the best way to watch this game. Just because it would benefit esports so much.
Through the cage, big kill. Neon's gone. It's gonna be tougher for 100 Thieves to get into A if that's still the plan. Although you have Xander with the ult, but no one's really gone for those deep teleports yet. Maybe that was just some fun we had in qualifiers. But Teague still has some flashes.
How's the game been so far? Pretty good for 100 Thieves. It's been competitive though. We can say that.
So at least you can be sure.
At least trying to get back Stewart's control, you can maybe ult that out and figure out where the Trust and Plug's going to be playing. So they'll realize a very weak garage and B site.
Have Prius do it. Prius will be fine doing it. As long as he doesn't want to get his kill stats up.
Oh, Cryo wraps around. He's blinded. And wow, Cryo still gets that kill. That's insane. Teague was just hoping for a trade at the very least. That was a 2v4 retake. With smokes, at least for Pow, Mikey, and Heaven.
Where they have to be smart for 100 Thieves. You don't want to overextend, right? You don't want to give your position away because they have...
What do you even do as defense here? We just save now.
Yeah, with that that smoke that kind of just created an isolated duel once the player in heaven there from Plug swung out. There wasn't a trade opportunity from...
Yeah, they get to save nothing into this one. Running away with it a little bit.
100 Thieves really taking care of business.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Trust and Plug was looking for. You know, that's why you still saw like the player towards heaven. I think that was.
Would you keep these roles for 100 Thieves?
Heaven, hoping that somebody would be aggressive.
I would always have Cryo play Jet on Jet maps, I think.
Right over here, Mike killed by Busio.
I would just do a straight swap there.
Like, okay, let's 4 players against 1. Let's just brute force the last person. We know that he's still going to play very close because these guys are just trying to duel against us. And now
you could do something similar to this and like lean on Chamber as well on certain maps if you wanted. Be the ones to make it work. Again, Cryo's got one of the better chambers in the world.
A little bit more passively. You want to give them some space. Then they'll take full advantage of that.
But I think this is just because of Neon.
Crossfire set. And so far, it's being gambled towards his B site.
A lot of sheriff buys from Plug as they stack and gamble through mid.
Cryo can seem to play. Cryo can play quite a lot. Cryo's definitely better on that passive. The passive. Definitely better on the passive agents though. But his jet, he's just so good at opping that his jet's good.
Until EU just decided to spray it down, so that was a bit messy.
Yeah, it was a lot too, just to try to keep him alive as well. So to try to anchor up and delay here.
You sense that I'm a Neon believer. I mean, you would just play it every map until it gets fixed.
Maybe trying to get a timing off the recon guard after the second ping.
Oh, just
straight into a clip, that would be nice.
Now Asuna just could be playing a bodyguard.
Chill.
Plug has really struggled on the retakes. They'll have a paranoia this time and a flash from Teague, but Teague is low. And it's been tough to break the crossfire that 100 Thieves have set up now with 5 players. It was already difficult with 4 last round. Plug at least have 2 in heaven waiting for maybe
EU shocking Asuna to prevent him from overheating.
To make the call with the paranoia coming through backside.
Then they're just trying to die to spike too. So or you push the players towards
him. You can just go back here. What orbs do you want?
You
want Neon
or just die to spike here on the top of heaven. So yeah, I mean, I like the idea.
They got a good amount of money, and we really want Neon.
So that they could actually try to, you
know,
Neon's
so strong there as well.
Forced to play the retake because they had the weaker weapons, and you want to try to save a lot of that utility going into the next round because it's still very expensive utility on the side of Teague and Ben Bao to rebuy if they used all of those aftershocks and flashes on their side. So yeah, I respect it. I respect it as well to try to go for the big play. But unfortunately, just Neon things with Asuna sliding through and surprising players right there in the A site, and they get a clean round towards.
How much time is left for the Neon nerf? Someone did the countdown earlier. Was it 6 days?
Best as possible when it comes down to the retake into
6 days, 2 hours,
also because they're losing a lot of
17 minutes roughly.
In the
there we go.
Beginning until they have to play the retake in a site for Trust and Plug. So or if they want to try to fight forward, and they have to guarantee at least some trades to make it some sort of a winnable condition on these retakes because they're always at a player disadvantage in these moments.
And Mikey's been great. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the chamber.
What else is changing in the patch? We don't really know.
Chamber on this map,
they said there's a harbor. The only thing that they've said that they're doing that hasn't happened yet is a harbor change. But they also said they don't know what to do, basically.
You know, the aggression was really
they don't know how to. They don't know how to make harbor in a good spot.
The retakes. I mean, they don't usually have the numbers for the retake. There's either 4 or 5 players in the post play for 100 Thieves. I kind of don't.
At the moment, we only kind of know it's
Plug, if you're gonna sit
you know it's a Neon nerf
sheriffs,
and there's a harbor change at one point.
Yeah, you were right about going out with the spike. I just thought, well, do as much damage as you can because look how rich 100 Thieves are.
Yeah, and on top of that, when you were praising on how good
what would I do to harbor? I would just take away the slow for teammates, and I would, you know, that wall that you throw out that can only be one direction, I would just have that so you can like pivot it like a Sage wall. Then Harbor's pretty cool.
They're playing basically to try to react one more time. It might work out, but I think they could do something very similar to 100 Thieves too, to try to exploit this C and garage side at the beginning of these rounds here, where 100 Thieves kind of just have Cryo like late lurking in those spots.
Look how 100 Thieves are just shooting trips. They're out in the open. They say, come at me, bro, in garage, hoping to draw out this defense from Plug. And 100 Thieves offense has been so relentless. Now damage into Teague. Flash, but this is all up to how
wow, I cannot believe they came out on top of that.
And hesitates and is on the retreat. And now this is the Asuna playground with the overdrive activated and just quite literally mopping the
Guy's a
floor.
lunatic.
The site steps into the smoke, and that's where Bao shuts down the ult. And now Cryo holds it down at backside, reacting to who's gonna swing out again, just out in the open. Now the spike will be planted, and 100 Thieves setting themselves up for success. 3 versus 2 on the post plant.
Oh, they got caught here. Whoa.
Okay, Cryo's playing close while the rest of the team
Whoa.
was in main, and Cryo
That's hard to
clutches
do
in
against the Neon.
for the team.
Nice,
and now
8
they're
bullets
one
as well
round
the whole
away.
time, right?
Wow, okay,
But
that's
after Neon, I
Cryo
can't
Thieves
remember.
all over again, but initially,
Okay,
I
6
just,
chances.
unfortunately,
Looking
didn't
good.
like the setup for Trust and Plug. You already have Ben Bao with the Vandal looking
Clean,
down towards
really
the
calm.
Garage. You had a camera looking down the C and long
This
garage.
Teak
Again,
guy
this
was a
is going to go
lunatic
for
the
a
whole
face
round.
check,
Drive
but,
faces over towards Garage. Here's a Neon
right
running
through
up
the
over
window.
towards here and
With him getting
pushes through the
dinged
smoke and
instantly,
30
it kind
HP.
of forced players to try to run through the fight instead of using a camera for a full
That's
on
a
double
that's a
swing or
ranked
something
player
like
right
that.
there.
And
That's
that
some
just
ranked
really
stuff
didn't
coming
allow
in.
for, Trust and Plug to have the strongest of holds here on that C site. At least a retake
It's,
looked good
okay,
that time.
so they go
But still
full
Cryo
back for
clutching it out.
the
So map point
Fnatic.
for the
Recon goes
first map of the
behind
series
into
for
ult,
100
into sending
Thieves,
it
and they're
on
looking
mid
to
or
close it out
Joe
right away
peeks
with
before the
Dirk just
ult
dying
goes
solo.
off.
It's really tough to lose your duelist like that, but the garage swing out of Plug still did some damage, and it keeps the spike at bay, but
30
100
HP.
Thieves stood and delivered right back. 1v1, and we've seen this before, EU versus Monsi.
Do I prefer
7
Asuna Neon or
versus
Cryo
30
Neon?
HP.
I
Yeah,
guarantee I
different
prefer
HP
Asuna
though.
Neon. I think
And,
Cryo's
boy.
pretty insane
and it hits
mechanically,
EU,
but
sneaks up
he just
on him,
suits more
peekaboo,
passive roles.
13 to 6 with what, like a
Okay,
6
dude,
to
that was
1
nice though.
offensive rounds for 100 Thieves. Ooh, they're looking good.
Yeah, they did look
tried
good.
to go for like I guess a crunch towards